Hey guys, welcome to this new tutorial. We're gonna make t-shirt yarn. All you need is an old t-shirt you don't want anymore, and we're gonna cut it up into yarn. Watch how easy it is. These are the materials: a stainless steel ruler, a cutting mat, a rotary cutter, a chalk, a thread, but we're not gonna actually use the thread. We're going to use the tube inside, you'll see in the tutorial, fabric scissors, and the most important material, your stretchy t-shirt. Started. Here it is. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the ruler, and with the rotary cutter we're going to cut off the hem. You do not want to leave the hem there because it's not going to be the same size as the strips, and it's also going to be too hard. Another option is to use your scissors to cut the hem, but you really want it to be this straight, clean cut. Now we're going to cut the top part. Because you have the armholes and your neck hole, we do not want it there because you want the straps to be nice and even. So we're just going to cut that off right now. I'm going to take a rotary cutter and with the ruler make a nice clean cut. Don't worry if you have to constantly go back and forth. Like you can see here, I'm having difficulty cutting it, but that's okay. As long as you get it nice and cut, just keep going back and forth if it's giving you some trouble. So we're good. So let's move this, put it on to the side, and get started with our next step. We're gonna take it and fold it in half. When you fold it in half, you see here that I'm leaving about a 0.5 gap between the two. It's because we do not want it to go all the way through. We don't want them to be laying on top of each other equally. Leaving a 0.25 gap is perfect for what we're going to do. Now the next step will be to take your chalk and your ruler, and we're going to make the strips an inch wide. We want them an inch wide because it'll make a really nice shrink length. If you want it wider, go for it. If you want it shorter, go for it too. It can be small or big. I feel like 1 inch is pretty much a standard, and it gives a nice size. Taking the ruler and following the lines in the cutting mat. This is why the cutting mat is so great, because it'll give you this precise line. And then you do this all throughout until you have all the lines aligned together. Do you see how nice it came out? You guys, I am so happy. And we haven't even cut it yet, which is the next part. So the next part is to take your ruler, and now with the rotary cutter, follow the outline that you made with the chalk. And again, we're not cutting all the way through. We are cutting just to the very tip of the end, if that makes sense. You see here, we're not cutting all the way through. We're leaving the 0.5. And this is what's going to allow the strip to be a continuous yarn. Continue the same step all throughout, cutting through the chalk line that we made, but not all the way through, just going about it and leaving 0.5 of a gap. I'm just starting to move them around, separate them, see if everything was cut out nicely, and now we're gonna fold it open and see. It's like spaghetti strips. So much fun. Now we're gonna get into the exciting part. So we're cutting in a diagonal, not by the seam, but diagonally, and then we're gonna go to the other side and cut horizontally. So here we're following our chalk lines. We are cutting by the seams, but see, look here, look how I'm cutting. There's two ways you can put to make it easier for you to cut. You can put it in your arm and cut it. You can lay it down. I find it that laying it down on top of the cutting mat makes it so easy to follow back and forth, to move from one side to the other, one side to the other. See, diagonal, horizontal, and we're going to continue this whole process back and forth, diagonally, horizontally, until we have the whole strip right here by the seam. So continue this all throughout until you're left with a nice inch strap. You can begin to knit with the yarn like this. If you want it with a better consistency, you're going to take your two thumbs from both hands, put them from edge to edge, pull, just pull all the way through, and you'll see the change in the yarn, in your t-shirt yarn. See how it looks? Now see here, we have this seam. You do not want to pull hard where the seam is, because it can break apart. If it's too long, you can snip it in the top a little bit, not too much, because again, like I mentioned, you do not want it to fall apart, because that's where it was sewn together, the t-shirt. So when you reach the seam, just pull it slightly. It won't affect your yarn. It'll still give it that nice consistency that we're going for. And yeah guys, so you're going to continue this all the way to the very end with two thumbs pulling the yarn tightly so it curls up. See guys, look how cool it looks. This is the last bit. Yes, cool. See how fun? It's like spaghetti straps. It's nice and curled. So what we're gonna do next is take our thread, and you're gonna take the tip and insert it in the middle. This is gonna make it easier, and then begin to wrap around. Wrap it all the way through. Continue back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. See how it's turning into a nice, pretty shape? This is the shape that you're looking for. Once you're reaching the very end, you can take the thread out, push it out with both thumbs, and see, let's get rid of the thread. that's pretty much it. You can pat it down. What's great about this is that you're left with the yarn right there in the middle, so you can pull it nicely. Make tons of yarn balls using your t-shirt. The amount of t-shirt yarn that you'll need will depend on your project, such as ask a roommate, a friend, a sister, your brother, anyone that you know for their old t-shirts that they don't want anymore, and make all the yarn you need. Slime!
The last time she did it, it came up dry.
It did.
All dried up. The camera anymore.
Because you're the cutest! One last thing. So far, I don't know what to do with the hem that we cut off, or this top part. I do not want to throw it out because it's just going to go into the landfill and it's going to cause a ton of waste. So as of now, I'm just keeping these tops in a basket. You could do the same. I wouldn't recommend to throw it out. Don't throw it out because it's creating much more waste, and we're trying to recycle and reuse this material as a source of making more cool stuff. So keep it in a bag, keep it in a basket, as I'm doing right now, and then once I know what to do with it, I'll update you. And if you have any ideas, write it down in the comments as to what you would do with the hem or the top part. So that was today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it a whole ton. Don't forget to subscribe because it helps the channel a whole lot. Share the video with your friend, your sister, anyone you want to make t-shirt yarn with. And I hope you have a beautiful day.
You just snap your fingers and then it'll be like, look how easy that was. Oh.
Like this?